as you can probably already tell, as usual, before every video, my room is a mess. Yes, that is a blanket sitting on my shelf. That over there, definitely some pants on the floor. And let's not even get into the bed, okay? Yesterday was finally the first day of fall, which means today is September 23rd, a Friday, and I have been trying to figure out what to film all week, and I just could not pinpoint what it is. So I did skip a week, but don't worry, we're back. And I'm also at work. Hold on. So yes, it is 1:30 on a Friday, and I do have a couple more hours left in work, but I don't have too much going on today, so I figured I could go ahead and start the vlog now because I finally decided what I'm going to do for the video. As you can probably tell by the title, I'm going to be getting ready for fall and finally getting into the fall mood, which means finishing decorating my room as much as possible because the stores are really empty with fall decor now, considering I waited so late. But I just felt like I needed to get into the mood. Like, I've spent the majority of the week by myself because my mom is out of town, and it's made me realize that while I always thought that I'd be okay with living alone when I do move out at some point, it takes a really strong person, or I don't know, like living by yourself, it's a lot because there were days where I wasn't even talking. Like I wouldn't speak until I had a meeting, and only if I was addressed in the meeting did I say anything. So like probably 2 days ago, I said like probably 2 words in the entire day. Which is fine by me because I am an introvert, but I also realize that I kind of do thrive whenever I finally do interact with people, and it puts me in a good mood. So it's interesting, and I'm learning a lot about living by myself. Today is the last night that I am by myself, and I would like to really take advantage of that and, I don't know, get into the mood and just be corny and cheesy and, you know, get ready. So I have a couple of plans. I'm going to finally, I tried to start this video like 2 days ago, and I like had all these pictures I was gonna get printed at Office Depot, couldn't find a flash drive, went there trying to buy a flash drive, but unfortunately my laptop doesn't have a USB port in it anymore, so that it was whatever, it's a mess. But now I know where the flash drives are in the house, so I'm gonna get a flash drive, go to Office Depot and get my pictures printed. I also went to Half Price Books the other day because I wanted to buy like a cheap clearance book and just take the pages out of it and use it as decor on my walls. But when I got there, I started browsing and then I forgot the real purpose I was there for and didn't get the book. So it's okay. I'm gonna go back today and keep the task at hand and actually get the book and try one more time in Home Goods and Target to find something cute for my bed for fall. I may also go ahead and go into Hobby Lobby and Michael's just because I know they have stuff, and Hobby Lobby's stuff is on sale right now. I have a hard time buying fall decor because I can't really rationalize it in my head. It's not something that like you can use year round, but it's something that makes me happy at the time. So I think that's reason enough to get it. Those are the plans. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and go to the store as well, and probably while I'm at Target get some food for tonight. I don't know what it is, but you can ask all of my friends and my mom. I am obsessed with making homemade pizza. I don't know what it is about it. It just feels so, I don't know, I feel so at peace making at-home pizza, and it just feels like I'm a main character when I do it, and I find so much joy out of doing it. So I'm going to also make homemade pizza tonight, and not making the dough, I'm gonna buy the dough, but everything else I'm gonna make. And then I've been seeing those pictures of the little ghost cookies. I'm not a big cookie person, to be honest. I don't really like them, but I feel like it'd be fun to do just for the sake of getting into the mood of the holiday season's beginning. But that's the game plan. Truly, I need to finish working, and I also was finally able to get a little mug. So I did get this like tiny ass pumpkin mug. I have huge hands. My friends know it. Everyone who's seen me in real life, I am a big girl. Like I'm like not like huge or whatever. Like it's not bad. Like I feel like HRH collection. Now I see why she behaves the way she does in videos, because you're always trying to self-correct yourself while you're talking to a camera, and then it makes you seem like you're insane. Like I'm not insane, I'm just hearing the words that I'm saying and I'm trying to correct them as I'm speaking. I am a tall person. I'm like 5'8", and so naturally I have pretty large hands, and that makes it even funnier to have this tiny mug because my fingers really struggle, and I just like anywho, I was finally able to find a pumpkin mug and I'm very happy and excited for it. With that being said, oh wait, I think I need to do like a little book update, because naturally what would I be without a book update for a video? I wanted to vlog myself reading this, but I just never got around to doing it. But I finally finished reading Ninth House, and I had to sit for a minute before I talked about it because I really needed to gather my thoughts, and I realized that I find it's really easy to overconsume, and when you overconsume it's harder for you to continue to have media literacy. And so whenever I finish some type of media, I want to sit with it without consuming any other type of media. So like I finished Ninth House, I had to just stop everything and give my mind time to catch up with what I just finished and give myself thoughts. And the same thing happened yesterday. I finally saw Don't Worry Darling, and I had to drive home in silence because I needed to figure out what I actually thought of the movie outside of knowing all of the drama behind filming it, and just purely like also taking out my fact that I love Harry Styles, and just purely thinking about how the movie was and was it a good movie. And honestly, we'll talk about that later. The point is, I finished Ninth House and I think I truly loved this book. I think it's incredibly written, and I don't think it's like groundbreaking to be honest, but I do definitely think that Leigh Bardugo wrote this really well for this to be her first new adult book, I think. Or yeah, I think it's her first adult book. And I've never read anything else by Leigh Bardugo, so do with that information as you will. But I definitely really enjoyed this. Also keeping in mind that I don't really read fantasy that often, and the only other books that I've read that were fantasy are by Sarah J Maas and is the Guitar series. So I don't have much to like gauge this by. It was very hard to get into at the beginning because I don't know, I was getting off of reading A Court of Mist and Fury and my mind was like, I need to read the third one, but I was like, no, I don't want to rush through that series. So I picked up Ninth House. So I was having a hard time getting into the story, getting into the world, because you really are just dropped into the middle of it with Ninth House. So I did end up getting the audiobook for it on Libby, and I listened to it while I worked, and then I would read it and listen to it at times. And then towards probably the last, I want to say 40% of the book, I just read it. And I think that a good portion of the reason why I enjoyed this so much is because the Libby audiobook is actually really well read, or like it's really well done. Like the readers in it are engaging, and I definitely think that that is a I definitely think that's a deal breaker when it comes to audiobooks. I think that Alex Stern has an amazing voice. She's a confident girl. She doesn't care about being overzealous, and she also is all about standing 10 toes behind herself. So I definitely think that Ninth House is a recommended read. I think I'm going to give it 4 stars, or maybe I'd even give it 4.5, because I do think all the characters in this book are well formed, and that's something that I look for a lot in books, are well formed characters. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I definitely hate when authors reuse the same phrases throughout the entire book, and that's something that Sarah J Maas has an issue with in her books, definitely. And I also read Funny You Should Ask, and that was also an issue in that book. It's constantly restating statements that have already been said previously, and I hate when authors do that because it just shows that your book needs to be shorter, you need a better edit, and you don't have much to say in the book. You're just filling the pages, and that's not the case for this one. Everything that's in this book moves the story forward, and I definitely appreciate that. So I 100% think that if you're into kind of dark academia fantasy, this is a really good mixture of both of those. So ninth house, you did it for me. You will be reread. I also have been trying to read The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. It's on my nightstand. Every time I crack open the first few pages of that book and I read a couple pages, I can feel the mood shifting, okay? I can feel the good energy being drained out of me, and I'm not even being dramatic. Like, I feel like I'm one well-written sentence away from a depressive episode, okay? So I don't need to read that right now. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to drink my coffee, and I will probably see you while I'm at the stores. I'm done with work now for the day, so I'm gonna go ahead and run some errands because I like to do it before it's late in the day and so I can be back by the nighttime. But this is just my outfit, like a quick little OOTD. It's nothing special, honestly. It's just this, what is this, tennis skirt from Target. My shoes are really old Converse. Shirt, Forever 21, also very old. Mirror, dirty. And just this jacket from Old Navy with a tote bag because I am insufferable. But yeah, I'm watching New Girl. But I'm gonna go ahead and run these errands because, like I said, I want to be back in time for quite literally nothing. But I also made a little list of the things I needed to get. Just some fall errands. I thought about maybe if I can't find a pillow, I can probably just get fabric from Joann's or Hobby Lobby and make a Halloween pillow because I do have a sewing machine. But this is just the list that I need to bring with me. Let me see. And then I almost forgot, once again, the flash drive. But we're off. I'm back home, and excuse the lighting, it's not bad, it's just not my favorite color. I figured I'd go ahead and show you the things that I got. It wasn't a lot. I honestly think I already put it in a clip of what I got from Target, but I usually get pizza dough from Central Market or from Trader Joe's, but I didn't feel like going that far, so I honestly got whatever they had. So I just got a big pizza crust, and then I have like most of the ingredients, but I needed cheese. So I got cheese, but I usually don't get, okay, sometimes I get pepperonis, but honestly, I'm trying to go back to being a pescatarian, but I'm gonna wait for my mom so we can do it together, because it's just a lot easier for us to be pescatarian when we're doing it together, since we eat so many of our meals together. But I am honestly the influence for us most of the time. But I got that, and then I finally was able to get some Pillsbury pumpkin. Please excuse my nail. We lost one. We lost one in transit, but it's fine. I don't think I've ever had these before, and like I was saying earlier, I don't really ever crave cookies because I'm not a big cookie person, but it's fun, safe to eat raw, so who knows, maybe I'll be in the mood to eat them. And sometimes I get a really crazy sugar craving, and I think they will be good for that. Then I was able to, it took me forever to get my photos printed at Office Depot because it's always such a hassle, and then I was being stupid and forgot that I could just email the photos to myself, which is something I literally could have done when I went 2 days ago. But oh yeah, and I bought this candle. I got this candle from Target as well. It's just a ginger pumpkin candle, which doesn't seem like it would smell good, but it smells so good. I'm obsessed with ginger, and sometimes I think pumpkin is too pumpkin-y, so I think the ginger really offsets it pretty well. I was wanting to get some like garland to put up on my wall, but I'm trying to stay frugal, thrifty, and like be budget-wise. So I just got these from Hobby Lobby, and it's just like loose leaves, and I'm just gonna sew them into a garland. Also because I wanted to use like twine, just because it'll be easier to store later. Like all the ones that they had at Hobby Lobby were like these really big and cumbersome wire ones, like plastic wire ones, and that'd be really hard for me to like store later on, which I'm sure I could have just put it in my underneath my bed or in the attic, but I don't want there to be another thing in the attic. But so I just got these, and I also figured that these would be way easier to like hang up and whatnot in my room. And the other ones probably would have been too heavy to put on the wall. Lastly are half-price books. I found a clearance book. I don't know what this book is. I tried to find one that like I don't think anyone was gonna miss. If it like, I tried to get one that no one was gonna go in there. I mean, I'm sure someone would have gone in there and looked for this book, but probably not for like another 5 years. So that book is for decorating my walls. And then finally I got these are the prints I got. My regular ones printed the wrong size, so that's kind of annoying, but whatever. So I got 3 of these smaller ones, which I'm gonna have to like cut the borders off since they print it wrong. And then I got a couple of the bigger ones. So like a filler photo. This is just Jennifer's body. Another filler photo. Then I got Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then Fiona Apple. I literally think I know one song by Fiona Apple, but I just really liked this picture. And then the last one I got is gorillas, because I'm honestly so obsessed with gorillas right now. And I wanted one that looked like a what do you call that, like a tour poster from musicians, whatever. And my walls, like, I love my pink room, don't get me wrong, I love it. It's fun, it's different than the white walls, but sometimes it's too much, if that makes sense. And I kind of want to like add darker things to the wall to like really give it some tone and, I don't know, give it some depth in the room. Sometimes I just hear myself talk and I laugh at myself. Now, I just need to honestly clean the kitchen a bit. So I'm just gonna clean the kitchen up some, and while I do that, I'm going to put something on to watch because I'm incapable of sitting in silence. Yeah.
To do on my own.
Yeah, well, we weren't asking for your...
I'm just like sewing together the leaves. Oh, wait, they're so cute on camera. But I'm sewing them together and watching Percy Jackson because I was wanting to, like, I don't know, just watch something while I was cooking, and now I'm just finishing the movie. But I went ahead and watching that. I'm sewing this, and I went ahead and I cut out the photos for the wall. We have something a bit stronger in this for the night, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with my plans for viewing this, for this activity, I guess. I definitely think that the fall time is for spooky, fantastical, like supernatural kind of shows and movies, and I try to save a lot of them for like this part of the season. I mean, I watch them all year round just because I feel like it, but there's something about watching them right now that makes it feel so fun and festive. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch today's episode of The Rings of Power, and then I think I'm gonna watch Vampire Academy because it just came out on Peacock, and I was obsessed with that movie when it first came out with Zoe Deutch, I believe is how you say her name. I love that movie. I loved it, and I'm actually having a really fun time watching the new series that they made. So I think another episode came out yesterday, and I need to finish watching that episode. After that, I don't know what's gonna happen because it's already 2 hours of viewing stuff, and I do kind of want to finish watching Percy Jackson, so it's 2.5 hours. Okay, it's already 10:41. I'm not sure how long I want this night to go on. but I do still want to make some cookies. I definitely want my stomach to settle first before I make those. So I'm gonna wait a while so when I have them they're still warm. But I'm gonna go ahead and continue with this and we'll see where the night takes us. Alright, so it's way later now and I've made some progress. I think I like it. It's just that I have really high ceilings, so I can't exactly reach that far up, and I tried this really dangerous stacking pillows and trying to stand on top of the pillows, and that didn't work either. But I think it looks good. I just need to do the rest of the posters. Before I had, sorry, I'm like speaking a mile a minute, but before I had like the pages going really far over on this wall and I didn't really like it, and now I think I want to do something more like a jagged edge kind of thing down just like the center crack of it. So that's what I'm doing now. I finished watching tonight's episodes, or this week's episode of Ring of Power and Vampire Academy. And unfortunately, after Vampire Academy, the Vampire Diaries has started. And I don't know if I actually want to watch it, just because I'm currently rewatching Buffy. I can't speak. I'm currently rewatching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I love that series. And I want to like the Vampire Diaries. I just find Elena so freaking insufferable. I do not like her character at all. And I lost another one also. I hate when there's like the main character is incredibly insufferable, and that just happens to be the case with Elena. It's literally 12:50 and I still need to put up the rest of the posters, so I think I'm gonna call it quits on putting up the book pages, just because I think it looks fine for now. I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the other posters, and I did go ahead and start the oven for some cookies. I am gonna have like one or two just because I am still a little hungry, and it's truly the sake of the video. Like, I, you know, gotta get a clip.
I've never given much thought to how I would die.
that's all I have for today's video, and I really hope you enjoyed and this left you inspired to get cozy for the fall time and just enjoy yourself. Like, it doesn't matter what you want to do or what people think is, I don't know, chuggy or cheesy. If it makes you happy, do it. And this definitely made me a little bit more happy. Not even a little bit, I think it made me really happy. I just wanted to decorate my room a little bit, and it was actually really cheap. It probably cost me around $15 to do it in all, and I know like that's really sometimes not as easy to get by with $15, so I'm really happy that I had the $15 to do it with. And if you happen to find yourself able to do it, I definitely recommend. It makes your room look really cute. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.